Hello everyone, in this video I want to show you how you can rank any website on the top of Google for the long term. So if you stick with me for the next couple of minutes, I will show you the presentation that I have prepared for you, and you have all the steps that you need in order to optimize your website so it can rank on the top of Google. So before we get started, I want you to think about this. Google is changing faster and faster than ever. They're continually making more and more algorithm changes per year and currently making roughly 9 algorithm changes per day on average. Just think about it, 9 a day. One of the biggest changes that they made over the past years is related to branding, and the bigger your brand is, the better you're going to rank in Google because you're simply more trustworthy. Eric Schmidt, who is the ex-CEO of Google, once said, "Brands are the solution and not the problem. Brands are how you sort out the cesspool." And their ex-head of web spam, Matt Cutts, once said, "We actually came up with a classifier to say, okay, IRS or Wikipedia or New York Times is over on this side and the low quality sites are over on that side." In fact, Google uses more than 200 ranking factors to judge websites and decide which one should rank where. We actually have a downloadable checklist with all of those Google ranking factors on youngcaesar.com/resources, so you can download it. But in essence, those ranking signals are things like brand searches, brand mentions, backlinks, content, and keywords. All these things really matter, but the thing that I want to emphasize here is brands, because building a brand is the thing that most people neglect from an SEO standpoint. Even though Google is looking at it, other companies are not. Brand isn't just how many people are searching on Google for your brand name. It could be how many people are sharing your content on their social profiles or websites. How many people are talking about your brand overall across the internet. All those things really do matter, and they will cause your rankings to go up over time. There is a metric called domain rating, and you might have heard many people talking like, hey, the higher your domain rating, the higher you'll be ranking in Google. And yeah, this is true in most cases, but having a strong brand will also increase your rankings. And ideally, you want a bigger, better domain authority, and you want a bigger, stronger, and better brand as well. So how do you build a long-lasting brand that can allow you to rank? Well, a brand is built over time with consistency of message. Just think about the huge brands like Apple, Nike, Wells Fargo, Mercedes, Rolex. All of these brands were not built overnight. It's consistency of messaging, and when you think about Rolex, the watch company, and having one, you think about luxury, you think about success. And if you think about where they advertised, you can see their ads on golfing events, tennis events, and Formula One. They're trying to be that prestigious watch company, and that brand was built over time with consistent messaging of, hey, we make the most outstanding watches. And in fact, their motto is a crown for every achievement. Okay, switch the slides. Now comes the question, how are you going to define your brand? This is absolutely essential, because if you want that consistent messaging, you've got to first define your brand. You need a brand story for your messaging, and we're going to give you some exercises that are going to help you do this easily. First off, I want you to fill out your bigger picture worksheet. Then I want you to create unique selling proposition and value proposition. And then I want you to fill out your target market customer insights workbook. You can find all of those resources at youngcaesar.com/resources and download them. Filling out these sheets will help you create that positioning and make your brand stand out. It will help you build consistent messaging, which will be the base of your strong and long-term brand. Just follow the worksheet and it will guide you step by step. You want to use this messaging throughout your website content, social media posts, ad copy, meta tags, throughout your lead generation, or even your email marketing campaigns. All of this really matters, as this is how you get into people's heads. There is something called the rule of 7. when somebody interacts or sees your brand or your messaging 7 times, they're much more likely to remember it and become a fan. You want to emphasize the same key point in a way people don't get too confused. Okay, so now that we covered branding, let's focus on the other important things that Google cares about. It's very important that you have a website which is free of technical issues. It should be set up properly so that Google can read and understand what is it all about. Your content needs to be developed for your target audience and should be using the right keywords. Backlinks, on the other hand, are also crucial. In fact, they have always been one of Google's top ranking factors. Conversion rate is also essential for getting the most out of your traffic and satisfying the user intent. So here's what you can do to take care of all of that. First off, with the technical analysis, you can use Ubersuggest. It's a free tool from a nice guy, Neil Patel. There are many other tools that can do the same work, but his is free, so you can use it unless you have some money to spend on other tools like Ahrefs or SEMrush. You can go to the site audit report within Ubersuggest and it will break down the technical analysis of your website so you can see what is wrong. You also want to use a keyword overview research and keyword ideas report in the Ubersuggest to find more keywords and to go over. So that way you can include the right keywords in your website. So when you use those 2 reports in Ubersuggest, it will help you with the technical analysis side. And then I want you to download the content marketing step-by-step worksheet. Again, you can find it on youngcaesar.com/resources. And the next thing that I want you to optimize for when it comes to conversions is a few key pages. First, it's your About Us page, which is your story. It is what helps people really relate to you. The second page is your product page or service details page. You usually have this, especially if you're in the e-commerce space. Then you need to look at your exit pages. What are the main pages from where people are leaving your website? Those could be your landing pages, checkout pages, or pricing pages. And when you do all of that, you end up getting more conversions. It will allow you to spend more time and energy on content marketing because just creating a blog content isn't enough. People read your blog, but it doesn't mean that they're going to convert. So you have to optimize these things, and don't worry, I'll show you how you can do that. In essence, when somebody comes to your website, it looks like a sales process. It's simply a funnel. Someone comes to your blog post, then you drive them to the other pages, like your pricing page or your checkout page, and a portion of those people will buy. So how do you really start this process? Well, first off, I recommend doing an exit pop-up. And I know you might be like, oh, exit pop-up, this is so annoying, nobody likes them, they suck. Well, when somebody is going to leave your website, show them a last offer. We found that when you collect emails, people are much more likely to buy when you market them over email. It gives you the ability to sell over time, over weeks, months, or years. And that's why it's so effective. It allows you to be trusted and friendly source. The other thing that I want you to do is lead nurturing. You can follow up with your leads for weeks, months to a year, and it keeps building value. And that's how you generate more and more revenue. In essence, if you also educate those people and follow up with them and then sell, you can send out 3 to 4 educational emails and sell right after that. It's much more effective than if you just try to sell in all of your emails. It's simply like if you're going on a date. You cannot ask for a kiss right away. You also want to monetize your content, which you can do by adding ads or affiliate offers, but I don't really recommend doing this. What you can do is selling your own products or services, and you can monetize your content by collecting those emails and dripping people and selling them through the emails. Or you can just do front-end offers on your content pages. Or you can also do webinars and push people from your blog post to your webinars, or ask them to subscribe to your programs, or even refer people. There are basically so many different ways that you can use to monetize your content. First of all, you need to get a lot of good traffic, and then monetization is not that hard. Now, the next thing that I want you to do, because we already talked about emails, is to download the email templates and use them to promote your content. You can head over to youngcaesar.com/resources and download the email templates that will help you with getting more traffic and conversions as well. When you have the right type of traffic, the right sales process, that's when you have something that's truly valuable. And that's when you start seeing your revenue go up. Content marketing is very, very competitive. There are over 1 billion blogs on the internet, so no matter what space you're in, it's going to become more and more competitive, and it's way more competitive than when we started in 2012. And it doesn't mean you cannot succeed. There's still a lot of room, but there's a lot of blogs out there, and that's why you need to do these worksheets to really help you figure out what your brand stands for, what is it, what messaging you're trying to convey, and how you're going to stand out. I want you to learn these strategies and the executions. You want to make sure that you stay ahead and optimize for the whole experience. Build that long-lasting brand and not just optimize for conversions, because that's what's going to drive revenue in the long run. And when you're getting started, you don't have to have a lot of money. You can get started even if you have no money at all. And all you have to do is to simply implement everything that I'm showing you. Even if it takes you a few months to get it going, that's okay. It's better than nothing else. And literally, just following everything step by step, you start seeing results. And as you start doing it, you'll be able to start scaling, because once you start generating more revenue, you can hire people, you can hire a team, whether it's writers, editors, researchers. You can hire people to help you promote your content. You can even potentially hire my own ad agency, Young Caesar. But this is the process that will allow you to grow and grow, not necessarily having to hire us. But I'm just saying, whether it's you building your own team or working with my own agency, it will still work. Now, the last thing that you need to do is to check out the growth hacking worksheet, and make sure you download it at youngcaesar.com/resources. So in essence, these are all the assets that you have, the 3 assets that we gave you, plus the branding workbook, the email marketing templates, and the growth hacking workbook. So make sure you download all of them, and then you'll be off into the races. If you have any questions, just please leave a comment below. We'll be happy to help you. And if you like this video, share it, subscribe to the channel, let your friends know about it. And of course, if you need extra help with this, don't hesitate to contact us at Young Caesar. We're always here to help. Thank you so much for your time. Expect new and helpful videos. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.